Love that.
What does substance abuse mean to you, and why do you think it's important to talk about?
I think substance abuse is something that needs to be known because it affects a lot of different people. When you think of substance abuse, you think it may be illegal drugs, but it's actually also with prescription drugs, and it affects everybody differently. There are signs, but the more that people know about it, the more that we can help those in need.
That's great. I definitely agree with that. And prescription drugs can also get addicted to people overdose.
That's right.
Have you ever learned about substance abuse?
I actually did. Yeah, so when I was going to school, I started learning about it mostly around 7th and 8th grade. They introduce it, but then you get into high school and even college, and they kind of show the darker and the more depressing side of what life can be when somebody's using. Yeah.
Since you did, what stood out to you the most?
What stood out to me the most was the relationships that got severed. So if it was somebody using maybe their family or their parents, that relationship was harmed in a way where they cut them off and they didn't have the resources or the help that they could have used, because when somebody is using, they're not themselves.
What are some reasons you can use drugs?
What are some reasons? I think a lot of the time, social media or movies or music, a lot of the times people try and paint this image that it's fun or it's a party or the people are doing it. Social media is one of those things where people want to post the highlights, right? And so people want to post the highlights about these drugs or these prescription drugs, and they're not showing the actual harm that it's doing. So I would credit that to people not knowing as much as they should and just seeing, again, the highlights from social media.
I agree with that, because social media glamorizes drugs and it doesn't talk about, oh, you can like get diseases, you can get lung cancer, you can even die, and you're kind of ruining your life, and we don't really talk about it.
Yeah, big tobacco companies, they'll sell you these things, but in very fine print, they'll actually print the harm that it does.
Yeah, like really tiny. In your opinion, how does peer pressure influence decisions when trying drugs?
So peer pressure is one of those things where it's like, imagine you were in a group of friends and one of your friends was doing something that they shouldn't be, but let's say that you really value your friendship and you don't want to lose that friend. It kind of puts you in a very weird spot. And a lot of the times it makes you have like a moral dilemma, because like maybe you were raised to know that this isn't right, but then you start hanging around people, and again, peer pressure is a very big thing, especially with kids your age and growing up into high school. It's a lot of the times the relationship they have with the people that are doing it, that they don't want to lose that friendship, and so it kind of makes it like a slippery slope, if you will.
Do you think mental health and stress are connected to substance abuse? And if so, how?
Oh, 100%. I think substance abuse affects mental and emotional as well as physical health in a lot of different ways, but especially in the youth. Kind of piggybacking off what you were talking about with the peer pressure, right? So when it comes to peer pressure, you're already wanting to get that approval of your friends, right? But when you start messing with drugs and alcohol or prescription drug abuse, whatever it is, it's an actual chemical reaction with your body. And when kids are going through puberty and they're having all these spiked emotions, throwing that into it is just going to make it worse. So I definitely agree on that. And when you guys come to school, you're already stressed about tests, stressed about grades, being passed on time?
Like, oh, I'm failing this test, and I don't have time to study, and then they go to the wrong path.
Exactly. Priorities will shift.
Now, what advice or message would you give to other students around the world about making healthy choices in school?
See the bigger picture. A lot of the times you want to live in the present, right? And you want to go hang out with your friends, trying to do really well in school at the moment, but see the bigger picture. Realize that 5 seconds of a mistake can be a lifetime of regret. Yeah. Of course, I'm thankful.